Hi everyone, it's Quilting Nerd, and I just wanted to make a short bonus video showing you how I am working on very large quilt. I mean very large, it's about small queen size. It's a square quilt consisting of nice snowballed blocks, I think that's how it's called, and every other one is in a very nice pale gold color. That's my background fabric, and all the other ones are in different shades of gold, brown, red, and a little bit of turquoise, so very nice earth colors. A little bit more like a Civil War style quilt. The design is done by Kim Deal. I love her designs. They're a little bit more classical, more retro. I just adore them. And yeah, sometimes it can be intimidating how to quilt such quilts and how to choose it. And because I have this kind of checkerboard principle here, so every other one is white, I decided just to use two designs. And the first one is feather wreath in the center of these. Then we have the colored ones, and there I am just using nice swirls with a big extended hooks. And here in the small elements I have dot to dot design, so line dot to dot design and continuous arch design here in the background elements. So let me show you how it is done, and then you will also see how fast it can be quilted even on a large quilt. So see you in a moment. So let's start with the background element. I just love the fabric here, and because I am using neutral thread in this case, that's what I very often do when I am quilting large quilts, especially if they are for someone else. In this case it will be a present for my sister, and I can say that because she's not watching my channel. And I am placing my ruler because the ruler is just slightly smaller than the block. I can just place it, just aim it for the right position. I'm just judging from both sides if I'm more or less in the center. And let's pick up the thread. I switched off the light because it's better visible than the quilting because of the shadow and the texture. But of course it is not optimal when you quilt. So I am placed more or less okay. Now when I am holding my ruler while quilting on a domestic machine, some of you are asking me about the process. So what I do is I try to hold the ruler using, not only to press it down, but also using my other fingers. Let me zoom out a little bit. So I'm using those fingers just to hold it, also my thumbs. So I'm holding it in a position and I try to prevent the sliding across. It is not really possible to avoid it completely. A little bit of shift you will always have, but then it will kind of equal out when you will quilt on the other side. So let me put it that way, and hopefully it's not too dark too. I have a new table that is slightly lighter than the previous one, and that's why the camera sometimes shakes when I'm quilting slower. I will have to put some weights on the table. The advantage of this table is that I can adjust the height, and that makes the quilting much more comfortable. And now the other side. I just want to have something looking like a circle. It doesn't have to be perfect geometrical object. So now my circle is nicely visible. That's good. I can now zoom a little bit more in. And what I will do now is I will try to divide the circle into 3 parts, because I have slightly a problem filling it in if I don't have any marking. So it's just like those lines are serving as a guideline for me. So I always have a little bit of a problem with the first plume. And now we will just try to fill the space nicely to the middle. I am using the bounced back feather. There are quilters that can just do it perfectly. I need the support of the lines just to help me to fill this space inside in a nice way. And now we have to aim for this one. So it looks pretty good. So now that was the inside. And now let's use the same approach on the outside. Is always much easier. So I can just start with first half plume, feather plume, and then just keep going. Today, because there will be no music today, you will hear the machine much more loudly. Every time my friends or someone in my family has nice round or bit nicer a number for birthday, like 60 or 65 or 50, then I'm trying to make a quilt to celebrate our friendship, that we are family together. And I am happy to say I was able to gift many of my quilts. They are all over the world. They are in Canada, they are in US. Several of them actually. They are in Poland, they are in Germany. So, also weddings, they are very good excuse to give a quilt as a present. And I think that's like the best present you can give to someone, to start their new life together. And of course my kids. My kids are getting new quilts on a regular basis. It started when they were very small one, and the quilts kind of grew with them. That is a very nice feather indeed. So, and just like that, because I'm taking the video, I can see how much time I spent doing it. Together with talking, it took me 8 minutes to quilt this little section. And actually, it's not that little; it's one block. And I can immediately move to the next one. So I am just moving my quilt sandwich to the side. I have here my pin I have to remove, and in this case I will use simple swirls because I want to have some variety. But on this size of quilts I will be not doing any kind of dense or fancy quilting. I just want to have a nice texture. The point is that we want to have I want that the quilting is visible, but not dominating the fabric. Besides that, the fabric is versatile, so I'm using different ones in different colors. So I just want to keep it unified, use quilting as unifier. And what I'm doing here is I am adding an echo line, echo to the seam line, just to separate the blocks a little bit, and hence the differences between the background block and the small print fabric that I have here. And it should be visible also on the orange one. So after I changed my table, now I can also put my pedal in a comfy way, but my foot needs to adjust. That's why sometimes I'm pressing a little bit harder, and the machine works differently. And this element will be quilted with nice relaxed swirls with hooks. So let's see how this will work. So I'm starting with a little bit like a question mark shape, going in, out, adding a little bit hook, and going back out. Let me check if it is visible. The swirls are relatively large because I want to have this quilt to be done. Denser quilting is not really necessary here. My lines are spaced with about 1/4 inch plus minus, and that's really sufficient for this size of quilt. It is all about nice uniform texture, because there is so much fabric with pattern. my quilting is not that visible, especially with the matching thread. But what I will get is a nice texture that will look great when the quilt is laying on the bed. I am just having relaxed fun, and I can quilt for about 1 hour at a time. I avoid quilting longer time so my shoulders are not aching. But that means I can quilt like 8 blocks in one go. I have 16 per quarter of the quilt, so that means I can finish this quilt, at least the center of the quilt without the borders, within a few days if I have time. I didn't overthink what kind of pattern to take. I wanted something classical. And once you know your way around the block, quilting is actually fast. This kind of block is a dream for beginners because there is tons of fabric that has pattern. That means the quilting itself, the details are not that visible, and that means any kind of inaccuracy, it will be hidden, so you can relax. And actually, if you're relaxed, the quilting is anyway looking so much better. I can immediately see when I am tense when I am quilting. It's nice and round. It will look beautiful. And in this way, I know that my sister will know that I love her very much, and I wish her all the best. And the same I wish to all of you. So altogether it took me 16 minutes to quilt those 2 blocks. And that's with stopping and going, because every block has to be quilted separately. I would need a little bit, like 5 minutes, maybe less, to quilt this section, but okay, let me show you this one still too. I want to be systematic, so that will be fast. One side is already done because I wanted to check it, how it looks like. So just secure the stitches, and this time working with straight ruler. That's why I like to have my ruler foot, because more often than not I am using ruler, then I don't have to change the feet. I can just keep going. So now I have to go back once more, so I can start and just do everything in one go. So here was the continuous curve. Number 1. Number 2. Just dot to dot, and again voila, that was the last element. And like that I will quilt the main part of my quilt, and when it's ready I will maybe make a short video. Of course, what is still left to quilt after I'm done with all the blocks is this beautiful border. That's why I love designs of Kim Deal, actually, because she pays so much attention to this detail, and because of her I got much better at piecing. But this border, I still don't know how I will quilt, so I will not focus on it right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it will help you to quilt your own quilts, and I hope we will talk to each other soon. Have a good day. Bye.